Yeah, you don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. Now I'm sipping on this whiskey, got one chance and it's risky, so you can't play around. And I got my team behind me like a background. I don't never back down, picking up the slack now. Now I'm focused, keep on grinding for my stacks now. I'm feeling lost in this ocean, where's a lighthouse? I keep on swinging for the fence and I ain't strike out. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling, yeah, that's how I'm feeling now. We're not here for a long time, yeah. It's 9 to 5, it's a long grind, yeah. A lot of to success, it's a long climb, yeah. Now I'm sitting here making up for time, yeah. Man, I took so many losses that I lost count. I didn't know what I was made of, but I found out. And this life will blindside, you better look out. These haters wanna see you fall and get you took out, yeah. Cause I fell on my face, and this life is a race. I keep on checking my place. Now I'm riding for my team, you can tell by my plates. And this life just threw a hook, it caught me right in the face. But I'm getting back up, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll climb a couple of mountains, I'll swim a couple of lakes. Don't got time for the bitching, don't got time for complaints. Now you going through some shit, now tell me how does it taste? You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. Now I'm living with my choices, I just own my mistakes. Cause I'm screaming fucking hand out, I ain't searching for breaks. But I'm barely treading water and this life is the lake. Now the pressure keeps on building as I'm raising the stakes. I ain't looking for advice, now I'm looking for space. Now I'm dealing with these losses, but I know I hate the taste. Now I'm sitting back, I'm thinking as I smoke it to the face. Now it's time for these apologies, the time it's too late. So bygones be bygones, I'm on business with a tie on. So fuck a shoulder to cry on, I'ma get a hoppin' like Zion. Let's raise a glass, I'll toast that. Reminisce, we roast that. How I wrote them and ain't wrote back. I'm never flimsy, the goat's backs. I don't feel bad, no not at all. When a lot of years, write a lot of calls, a lot of birthdays without a call. Ain't got time for that, so fuck a fraud. You ain't there for me, I ain't there for you. You won't bleed for me, I won't bleed for you. All the hard times I lived through, keep moving, gotta get through. I got goals and cash I gotta get to, all these memories that I flipped through. If you can't relate, then don't judge. I stand my ground, I won't budge. I'm sitting back cause I burn buds. I swear to God, this life's good. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through. You don't know all the shit that I've been through, all the pain and the struggle that I lived through. Now I'm rolling up these papers that I smoked through, thinking about all the shit that I've been through.
Welcome back to Boss Blunt's Think Tank, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you guys watch me for a variety of content from precious metals to GameStop and AMC. But what we're talking about here specifically today relates to all stocks, all crypto, the entirety of financial markets. What's going on right now with stock and crypto brokerages and exchanges is downright crime, to the point where the Securities Exchange Commission and the CFTC combined have sued and settled charges with over 26 different brokerage firms. Not to mention they've even shut down some crypto brokerage firms that I'm going to talk about here in just a moment. And this is important for every retail investor, every holder of a 401k, a pension, an IRA, an ISA, thrift savings plan, you name it. Because this affects every single one of you, your parents, grandparents, and children and grandchildren. So people need to be made well aware of what's going on here. And this isn't just the brokerages. That's the messed up part. Literally, NASDAQ Futures Inc. has been fined $22 million. We just found out today. They are a or formerly were a designated contract market and a designated market maker. And long story short, they've been caught red-handed lying just like the rest of them. Watch this. They found that for a period of over 3 years, they operated as a designated contract market focused on energy commodity futures contracts, and they offered a variety of incentive programs. And they were caught lying to the SEC and the CFTC and customers as to how they made their money. They made payments to a select number of designated market maker participants. That means they were paying people just the way that brokerages now are being paid, payment for order flow for your orders and your trades. They paid them specifically for the total number of contracts and the total volume of contracts, and they did not disclose that to the CFTC and broke regulations and violations through that literal effect. They should have known that when they made these claims that all such denial statements and omissions were false and misleading. And again, they got a nice $22 million slap on the wrist and are allowed to move on. Crypto is not left untouched, of course. If you guys have never heard of the company Abra, they had hundreds of millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, $500 million worth, 600 million in securities that they were selling via basically illegally. They acted as an unregistered broker dealer and sold securities illegally to American citizens and people around the world. The SEC announced that they were charging them for operating as an unregistered investment company and offering the unregistered securities products in the form of their lending program called Abra Earn. They had this cheesy ass slogan called Automagically. And when I saw the commercial on, I think I was watching like UFC fights, and I saw this Abra crypto exchange, I'm like, there's no way that this is not a fucking scam. And sure as shit, they had, here it says right here, they marketed Earn as a vehicle for automagically earning interest on crypto assets. And they had held more than 40% of their non-cash assets invested in Earn, allocated into investment securities, including crypto loans to institutional borrowers. This means they were lending it out to institutions in the form of loans to be able to be used as collateral for a variety of other nefarious and possibly nefarious tactics. They sold nearly $500 million securities to U.S. investors without complying with registration laws designed to ensure that investors have sufficient accurate information to make informed decisions, said the SEC's Division of Enforcement. They, of course, agreed to a pending settlement yet to be agreed upon, and they had roughly nearly $500 million just from United States investors. And, of course, they shut down the Earn program in 2022 and wound down their scam brokerage, unregistered brokerage, in June of 2023 and are now in the works of trying to return the $82 million to investors for operating without requisite licensing. And then they were also fined in 2020 for offering unregistered security-based swaps to retail investors. They're not the only ones, though. Even Kraken right now is facing major heat. In November of last year, the SEC sued them for facilitating unlicensed securities trades and commingling funds and failing to register as a broker, clearinghouse, or exchange. So this is a recurring issue with a variety of crypto brokerages and firms in which they continue to act as clearinghouses, brokerages, and so on. And it's always the retail investor that gets screwed. It's not that hard to do things legally, albeit it takes time and money, but they will go ahead and do things illegally for as long as they can to rake in as much profits as possible and then wind down operations after the fact. As you can see, guys, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has fined 26 brokerage firms to pay more than $390 million in fines to settle their charges. Not to mention the CFTC has also charged them an additional $100 million in additional fines. We are looking at over $500 million from these brokerages alone. As you can see here, check this out. These are widespread and long-standing failures by the firms and their personnel to maintain and preserve electronic communications. They are literally talking about your money between themselves and amongst themselves, how to trade with you, trade for you, and even trade against you over and over and over again. And you can see it's not just little companies. We're talking massive, massive companies out there. Apex Clearing Corporation, the Liquidity Fairy's very own, Doug Sifu's very own clearinghouse, Apex Clearing, who handles the clearinghouse duties for Webull and many other stock brokerage firms. Ameriprise was fined $50 million for these illegal communications. LPL, $50 million for illegally using texts and apps such as Signal, encrypted apps, to discuss a variety of swaps and options, both to trade for you, trade with you, and trade against you. Raymond James has paid $50 million as well. And even earlier this year, 16 firms were ordered to pay $81 million over similar violations. Banks have incurred fines exceeding $1 billion for not properly capturing employees' communications. And a lot of times they are literally doing this on purpose. And I'll show you that insiders from Bank of New York Mellon are literally complaining on blogs and forums right now as to this very fact. Even you can see here on August 7th, U.S. regulators fined Piper Sandler $16 million for very similar regulation violations. And you can see again, $393 million in civil penalties from the SEC, $100 million more from the CFTC against these 26 firms: RBC, BNY, Bank of New York Mellon, TD Securities, Cohen and Company, as you guys are probably very familiar with, and many others that you guys have heard about. We just talked about the crypto exchange Abra that has settled with the SEC and has been shut down and wound down for illegally operating an unregistered exchange, and they must now return the money to the customers. And unfortunately, many others, like those that were trading on FTX and BlockFi, are not so lucky. A lot of people lost a ton of money in those trades and in those crypto brokerage firms, which were trading illegally and committing a lot of violations. Bank of New York Mellon. Here's a forum with insiders, guys. Check this out. People are literally talking mad shit about BNY Mellon. They tell you, this was literally posted just yesterday, 2-3 days ago as well. The company tells you to pay for your phone and give your number to clients so they can reach you 24/7. Then they're too cheap to provide an app or software to track communication. Tell the client not to text you and they'll say you're not providing good service. Then you're written up, fired, or say that you're not meeting expectations. Explain that to me, said one insider here. Another one last week said there's ineptitude, but then there is Pershing, where ineptitude rules from top to bottom. Pershing is Bank of New York Mellon's parent company. Remember, they came from Suresh, the master of disaster. Suresh. Bank of New York Mellon, Pershing, and endless scandals. Thomas Mellon is surely spinning in his grave right now, they said. Who's this? They're like, isn't this an SEC violation, depriving a client's rights to a vote in proxy meetings? And everyone here, other people that work there, are saying this is nothing new, guys. Pershing has been a train wreck for a very long time. The only old-timers left are the ass-kissers and the ones who stab whoever they can in the back to keep their jobs. I wait for the day that they get taken over again and some of these useless upper management get the boot. They had a scandal that was covered up a few years ago, and innocent employees lost their jobs because of a negligent manager who was clueless or turned a blind eye to the goings on at that time. You know what they say about karma. Another one says, Pershing is a train wreck. I'd like to be in the room when they explain to their clients that not a single proxy service setup was completed for any Pershing account in the last 5 years. Pershing's clients that are under the impression they participated in proxy meetings will have an unpleasant surprise coming. Or maybe they just won't tell them. This is a really interesting blog that we found on thelayoff.com, thelayoff.com, where insiders that work or have worked at Bank of New York Mellon and Pershing have been literally whistleblowing against them. And I am not surprised in the slightest bit, you guys. Bra brings up a great point in the chat here. You're saying, why does the SEC get to collect for the fraudulent wrongdoing and stakeholders are shit out of luck? That's exactly what happened with FTX and BlockFi and many of these other companies that we're still seeing, crypto exchanges, stock brokerage firms that are continuously committing crimes against retail investors. And they get a slap on the wrist, no prison time, and the CFTC, the SEC, and the United States Treasury gets to keep all that fucking money. Where do you think that money goes? It doesn't go back to you. Yeah, they're forcing ABRA to return $82.1 million to retail investors who have been without their money for many, many months, at this point, some of them years. Now, and then on top of that, those fines go straight to the United States Treasury and to the Securities Exchange Commission, the CFTC. You don't get a dime for having your money get eaten away by inflation for the last 12 to 18 months. Meanwhile, ABRA was holding on to it. You don't get a dime. But the SEC gets to take it, and you just lost how much due to the inflation over the last year? Your money is worth significantly less. Darren, Vincent, Trevor, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Come here, baby girl. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Come over here. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Come here, baby boss. This is my big girl, Peaches. Say hi, Peaches.
Hi.
What'd you bring? You brought a snack?
Yes,
Cool.
right.
Just a couple minutes and we'll have a snack, all right?
Okay.
Lyndon asks, so are these fines equivalent to a slap on the wrist for the amount they took? Does the fine deter a repeat? Do you think, no, I'm not being like sarcastic or rude or anything, but do you think it deters them? Absolutely not. This is something that they do over and over and over again, and they have not been, as you can see here, in 2020, the fine was $300,000 for offering unregistered swaps through ABRA, and of course they went on and continued doing the exact same thing. They offered more unregistered securities through their ABRA Earn program to the tune of $600 million worth of retail investors. And then they got caught with their hands red-handed again in October of 2022. And then they were forced to shut down in June of 2023 and are still agreeing and have just now agreed to return $82 million after ABRA had to settle with 25 various United States for operating without the requisite licensing. And ladies and gentlemen, it's things like this that I'm absolutely friggin' sick of. Again, you may or may not have seen this before, but we are doing all of the right things by filing with the Securities Exchange Commission, putting in all of our approvals with the regulatory agencies, and creating a stock and crypto brokerage by the name of Lit Exchange. This is a fintech company focused on developing a new stock and crypto brokerage for the purposes of empowering retail investors by leveraging artificial intelligence, social media, and swarm intelligence.
Daddy.
Our goal is to avoid dark pools and avoid payment for order flow and route orders directly through lit markets. That is the entire point of the company. By doing this, it literally prevents market manipulation, because then wholesalers like Citadel, Virtue, and others cannot hold on to your order for a month, process it through a dark pool, crush the price action, and front run your trades. If you'd like to learn more about it, you can go to litexchange.com, and then from there you will be able to get a link to our founders program. Founding investors now have 175 founding investors so far over the last couple of weeks have already raised over $377,000. This is not a donation. We are not asking for your money. This is an investment through a FINRA approved funding portal called Silicon Prairie. This is not a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. Okay. This is something in which you will have the opportunity to invest in the company and own equity in Lit Exchange, as well as many, many other perks and benefits that that you can find on our statement here. Everything from there's a variety of perks. There's too many to list. Literally dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of perks, depending on the offer. And it only requires a minimum of $500 investment is the minimum tier. We are offering founding members things such as copper and silver coins, real coins that are custom minted and custom made. This is one-time limited supply run that will never be created again. Things like free level 2 data, things like equity in the company, and many other of the sort. And investments are cumulative. That means that if you invest $500 now and $500 later, then you will receive things on all of the perks and benefits on the $1,000 tier. So again, for as little as $500, you can own the upcoming stock and crypto brokerage firm. And we are not yet a licensed broker dealer. That is the whole point of the raise. We have not begun operations. We began development over 3 years ago in 2021. And in order to receive FINRA approval, you okay, baby? In order to receive FINRA approval as a licensed broker dealer, we must be well capitalized. You all right, sweetie? Drink some water, honey.
Bye.
We have launched our Founders Program in order to meet these requirements, and we are giving retail investors the opportunity to own the company over...
The wrong way.
That's all right. Over going to hedge funds. But we do need your support. We do need your investment in the company in order to not need to go to the hedge funds, because we do not want to be beholden to them like companies like Robinhood, FTX, BlockFi, Abra, and others that have received significant investment from those firms. Again, you can learn more about me and my partner here at Lit Exchange, as well as sign up for our wait list, as well as beta testing and many other things. Founding members and investors will receive first dibs on pretty much everything in the company in perpetuity. Let's put it that way. So again, I'd like to thank you all very much for joining us today. Let me know how the sound was on this one, guys. I'm going to go. My little one here needs me. But let me know how the sound was. I have a new noise suppression software going on here on my microphone, as well as increased gain levels. Honey, can you please stop that? So do advise on what... Hey, please stop. Thank you, honey. She's over here blowing bubbles and whatnot. So you guys have a great day. I'll be back with you tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live stream here with Wolfie and with Mark Falk, the writer and actor from the film Wall Street Conspiracy, who is working on a new series called Financial Terrorism in America. That being said, I wish you all peace and wealth. Have a great evening, my friends. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for the live stream, by the way. It'll be around 2:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Cheers.